Now, who doesn't like chocolate or chocolate cakes? And if you too belong to the category of chocolate lovers, you are definitely going to love my today's recipe. Today we are going to make a chocolate mayonnaise cake. Yes, you heard it right. I'm going to use mayonnaise in my chocolate cake today. Now this classic recipe for chocolate mayonnaise cake is really rich and decadent in flavor, and it has a soft and fluffy texture. We are going to top it with a layer of chocolate ganache frosting, and this is going to make it an amazing dessert. Mayonnaise might sound like an unusual ingredient to you to add to your chocolate cake, but believe me, it adds such a great moisture and decadence to your cake. And you don't taste mayonnaise in the cake. Yes, it is only used as an ingredient to add moisture, richness and all-round decadence to the chocolate cake, nothing else. You just need simple ingredients. This cake is super easy to make and it is deliciously indulgent chocolate cake. So without further ado, let's get started. So first of all, preheat your oven to 180 degrees Celsius and prepare your dry ingredients. Sift all your dry ingredients together. So this is all-purpose flour, cocoa powder, baking powder, and baking soda. Now just sift this together. See, there are some lumps in the cocoa powder, and that is the reason we always sift our cocoa powder. Okay, so it has been sifted now, and now I will also whisk it to make sure that everything is incorporated. So done with this, and I'm going to keep this aside. And now for your wet ingredients, in a large bowl add 2 eggs. Into this add sugar and vanilla. And now you can beat this either with your hand mixer, electric hand mixer, or you can also use your stand mixer. So I'm beating this with my hand mixer. Beat these on high speed until this is all light and creamy for about 3 to 4 minutes, I suppose. So see, this is what we are looking for. It's creamy, fluffy and light in texture now. And next I'm going to add into this my mayonnaise. And I'm going to beat this again. Now mayonnaise is a mixture of egg yolks and oil, you must be knowing that. So it's like, replacing the oil and adding extra egg yolks to the recipe. So it's nothing unusual in real. So everything is incorporated now. I'm stopping the beater. Now once this is done, we will be adding the flour mixture, alternating with the coffee, so starting and ending with the flour. So just keep a close eye on what I'm doing here, and meanwhile I'll tell you how this cake was invented. So this cake was invented during the Great Depression, when people didn't have as much access to eggs and oil. The Great Depression was the worst economic downturn in the history of the industrialized world. It lasted from 1929 till 1939, and I think it happened after the stock market crash of October 1929. And it really affected the whole world, and India was also not left behind. And during that time, during that Great Depression time, there was a company with the name of Hellman Mayonnaise, and they started with this recipe. They printed this recipe on their bottles, mayonnaise bottles, so that more and more people should get attracted to this recipe and they should buy it, because they don't have to use extra ingredients when they use this mayonnaise in their cake. So, and you see there is no added salt in this recipe, and that is because there is salt already in the mayonnaise. So this is how this cake came into existence. I hope I've given you some information today. Okay. So now the remaining coffee, and beat it once again. Now you can also use water here. The actual recipe calls for water only, but I always use coffee in my chocolate cakes because I really love how it enhances the flavor of the cake. And now the remaining flour, whatever is there in the bowl. So what we did was we added 1/3 of the flour, beat it, then we added half of the coffee, and then we again beat it, and then we have added half of the remaining flour, beaten it, remaining coffee, beaten it, and the remaining flour. So 3 times flour and 2 times coffee. So our batter is done now. So I'm going to take this off, and I'm going to just take out the excess batter from these blades. Just shake them, keep them aside, and now last mix with the spatula so that everything comes together properly. Again, do not forget to scrape the sides one last time. Okay, so now this is also done, and now is the time to pour our batter in our prepared pan. So let's get that done. So this is an 8 by 8 inch square pan which I have greased and lined with parchment paper, and I'm going to pour the batter in this prepared pan now. Now you see it's a really easy cake batter. It's not that thick, it's quite liquidy. So to the tin, and now I'm going to put this in the oven, and I'm going to bake this for about 35 to 40 minutes, or until the toothpick inserted into the center comes out clean. And meanwhile we'll prepare our chocolate ganache, and for that we need some chopped chocolate, and into that I'm going to add some cream. This is heavy whipping cream, and I'm going to heat this together in a microwave with 30-second intervals because chocolate tends to burn easily. So for 30 seconds take this out, check, and then again if you want 30 seconds again into the microwave. So it's been heated now, and I'm going to stir this until it is smooth. So see, it's smooth now. And now let it just stand at room temperature until it has been cooled completely. So it's about 15-20 minutes now, and the chocolate ganache is already cooled, and I'm going to cover it with cling sheet and I'm going to refrigerate it till the time we take our cake out and we cool it. Like once our cake is cool, we'll take this out and then we'll use this on our cake. So into the fridge. So see, our cake is done now. And see, it has released from the sides of the pan because it's done, and the toothpick inserted in the center has come out clean. So let it cool it for some time and then we'll come back, take it out and we'll frost it. So it's been a while now and our cake is already cool. So now I'm going to take this out. Just a little bit of loosening with the help of my offset spatula. Okay, so now we are going to take it out and top it with chocolate ganache. Just a few taps at the back. Okay, so here it goes. Taking out the parchment paper. See, such a moist cake it is. I'll just twist it again. So here is our cake. So our ganache is out of the fridge and now I'm going to beat this with a hand mixer. You can also use your wire whisk just to whisk it. We don't need very hard beating. We just need to soften it to make it smooth and silky so that it's easy for us to spread over the cake. So just a little bit of beating until it's soft and fluffy. Okay, so I think it's done now. So now I'm going to spread the ganache on top of the cake. Just put it in the center first and spread it with an offset spatula. Now you can make any pattern that you like. I'm not so good in making patterns on the cake, so this is what I would always do. So our cake is now done, see, and let us now have a slice of it. So here's my plate and the knife, and here I go. See, this is a super moist cake. Oh my god, so soft. I'll just show you before eating it. So here is the slice. See, can you see how moist it is? And the ganache is making it look all the more beautiful. See the texture, super moist. It's divine. Do try this recipe, guys. You are going to love it. You can use any mayonnaise that you have at home. You can even use the vegetarian one or the one with the eggs. But do try this cake, and if you try it, do not forget to share the pictures with me on my Instagram, Dipali Khanna Ori, and do not forget to like this video. So until we meet again, goodbye and take care of yourself. Happy baking!